Good morning, good morning, good morning to you, Grenada, Carrier, Cupid, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world. This is Good Morning Grenada right here on Classic K105.5 and 9 and the GBN television. 24 minutes on to 7 o'clock, that's the time, and it's that time of morning again when we do what we do. And of course, I'm going to give you firstly the word of the day. And the word of the day today is the word abdicate. Abdicate. And it is spelled A-B-D-I-C-A-T-E. Abdicate. And it's a verb, yeah? It's an action word. And to abdicate is to renounce or relinquish a position of usually sovereign power. It can also mean to cast off, to discard. Now here are some examples how that word can be used. Firstly, we can say the king was forced to abdicate after a long-standing controversy. Yeah. We can also say she abdicated her position in response to the allegations. She gave up her position in response to the allegations of wrongdoings. There can be serious repercussions when someone abdicates their responsibilities. So remember the word for the day, abdicate, A-B-D-I-C-A-T-E. It is a verb, and it means to renounce or relinquish a position of usually sovereign power. It can also mean to cast off or to discard. Yeah. Now, if you have good intentions, do not abdicate your responsibilities without making sure there is a succession plan, yeah? Nice. And the thought for the day comes from one of my favorite movie stars, Bruce Lee. He said, if you spend too much time thinking about a thing, you'll never get it done. Make at least one definite move daily toward your goal. Yeah. If you spend too much time thinking about a thing, you'll never get it done. Make at least one definite move daily toward your goal. Yeah. Stop procrastinating. Alright? Stop putting off for tomorrow. Yeah? On a daily basis, make, pronounced steps towards your goal. Eventually, you'll get there. 21 minutes on to 7 o'clock. That's the time. And, well, of course, you know what's buzzing this morning? Everybody is talking about it. The government just announced a $1.3 billion budget. Yeah, that budget was, exciting, man. A lot of folks are happy, some are dissatisfied, but nonetheless. Alright, the government announced a $1.3 billion budget for 2023. Take note that the debate begins at 9 a.m. on Thursday. I'm looking forward to the budget debate. Yeah. Good morning to all the parliamentarians. Nice. There's some exciting innovations in the budget. VAT on electricity will be lowered from 15 to 7.5%. Yeah. Electricity bill, boy. That's high. It's astronomical. Also, petrol tax will be lowered from $5.50 to $3.50. Yeah, a lot of emphasis was placed on agriculture. I like that too. Right, Grenada has the potential to generate 100% renewable energy. All right, also sites for alternative energy generation sources at Pearls and Point Celines will be examined. $142 million in project to investigate geothermal energy capacity. The UAE will support Carriacou project as solar panels and other energy efficient initiatives are to be implemented in government buildings. There was some, a lot of information that came out yesterday that I wasn't aware of, Now, as it relates to crime, the recent spate of robberies is a concern for the government. 70 new recruits in the RGPF. We also hear that human resources in the prisons to be improved. $2.3 million allocated for firefighting equipment. We also have the installation of a public CCTV system to help reduce and solve crimes. A lot of innovations, boy. Yeah, like I said, I cannot wait to witness the budget debate. The minimum wage order to be reviewed, occupational health and safety to be prioritized. A project will be launched to rehabilitate government buildings with $30 million coming from the World Bank, and government currently spends approximately $3 million in rent for office space. Wow, that's a lot. So these are some of the, some of the things that were included in the one that was really, really impressive for me is that will be increased from 15 to 20% on carbonated beverages and drinks with added sugar. And sugar will be removed from the zero-rated VAT listings. That sounds nice. Yeah, we having too much obesity. And another thing that I know the nurses will be happy with, nurses in Grenada will receive a honorarium of $500 a month starting from January 2023 for the next 12 months. In total, it's an investment of $4.2 million. So that's what we'll be talking about on the flip side of 7. That's after the sports and the weather. Yeah, we'll be talking that. I would like to hear from you as it relates to the budget presentation that we had yesterday. So what we do now, we take a quick commercial break, we head into the news, and then we get back after 7. See you at that time. It's 17 minutes on to 7 o'clock.
Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Make your wish the perfect gift this Christmas as the GUT Credit Union brings you Loan Pop-Up at the Carriacou branch this Saturday, 10th December for one Saturday only. Take advantage of this opportunity to get the money you need to make that holiday wish come true with a GUT Credit Union Christmas Make-A-Wish loan. Visit GUT Credit Union Carriacou branch this Saturday and make your wish the perfect gift this Christmas. Grenada, your loan Saturday continues at Grenville and Grandance branches as per usual. GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Kenroy Batiste with Network News. The estimates of revenue and expenditure for 2023 amount to over $1 billion. We begin the reporting with GBN's Christina John.
The 2023 budget amounts to $1.3 billion. Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, the Honorable Dickon Mitchell, delivered the inaugural budget under the theme Vision 2035, People-Centered Transformation, laying the foundation for resilience, empowerment, and growth. The Prime Minister provided an overview of the figures.
This budget sets our country and our citizens on a path towards resilience, empowerment and growth, towards a better Grenada for all of us. It provides, Mr. Speaker, for a total expenditure, including principal repayments, of $1,350,465,246. Current revenue, $1.1 billion. Total grants, $67.8 million. Recurrent expenditure, $741.9 million. Capital expenditure, $313.9 million. Current account surplus, $308.9 million. Principal repayments, $294.6 million. Primary surplus after grants, $124.4 million. And the overall surplus after grants, $62.7 million.
The largest slice of the budget, $114.2 million, was allocated to the Health and Wellness Ministry. Prime Minister Mitchell compared some specific allocations for 2023 to that of the former administration.
Area of health and wellness, we have allocated a sum of $114.2 million in 2023 compared to the allocation of $97.1 million in 2022. In education, youth, sports, and culture, we have allocated a sum of $193.9 million in 2023 compared to the allocation of $182.5 million in 2022, an increase of $11.4 million. Again, the highest allocation to education, youth, sports, and culture in the history of this country. Mr. Speaker, we have allocated a sum of $54.3 million to the agriculture and fishery sectors as compared to $40 million by the previous administration, an increase of $14.3 million. Again, Mr. Speaker, this is the biggest sum of money that has been pumped into the agriculture and fishery sector in recent years.
There was a first in the budget, the allocation of $3.4 million for the creative economy.
Speaker, the previous administration allocated $0 to the creative economy. Let me repeat that. The previous administration, Mr. Speaker, allocated $0 in 2022 to the creative economy. This vital and strategic area, especially for young people, was neglected. We have allocated a sum of $3.4 million, inclusive of a culture and creative industry fund that will provide direct financing support to our creatives.
The Prime Minister explained how the government plans to finance the budget.
Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to report that the 2023 budget is fully financed. Government operations before financing is forecasted to result in an overall surplus of $62.7 million. An analysis of government financing below the line in 2023 will show an overfinancing of $33 million, broken down as follows, Mr. Speaker. Domestic sources, that is from the central bank, commercial banks, regional government securities market, no domestic source of funding are projected. External sources, that is new loan disbursements, less principal repayments. Financing of $33 million is projected. One of the key sources of new external loan disbursements is a budget support operation with the World Bank to the tune of $30 million US or 81 million, which will become available during the first half of 2023. Other sources, Mr. Speaker, drawn down from the Consolidated Revenue Fund and disposal of assets. No sources of funding are projected. Based on the foregoing, Mr. Speaker, government is expected to generate a financing surplus of $96.2 million.
The presentation took place at the Houses of Parliament at the Parliament Building, Mount Welldale, St. George. Christina John, GBN News.
Prime Minister and Finance Minister Deacon Mitchell made several announcements during his maiden budget presentation, which piqued the interest of many. The public library reconstruction, increased pay for nurses, and an additional 5% VAT on sugary drinks are among plans. Beverly Telesford reports.
Nurses will receive an honorarium of $500 a month starting from January 2023 for 12 months, an investment of $4.2 million. $800,000 has been allocated for the Public Library Modernization Project to restore public libraries in Grenada. $22.8 million allocated for reimagining the Imani program. $11.6 million budgeted for housing in 2023 and promises to deliver 500 Grenadian-style homes. There will be an increase in the pensionable age to 65, an increased contribution rate by 0.5%, and survivor benefit for persons in common law relationships. The minimum wage order is to be reviewed, with occupational health and safety being a priority. VAT will be increased from 15% to 20% on carbonated beverages and drinks with added sugar. Sugar will be removed from the zero-rated VAT listing. $18 million has been budgeted for a seed program, and government will introduce employment benefits for persons displaced by disasters, pandemics, and other eventualities. $13.5 million has been allocated for cargo and passenger airlift. Government plans for a major investment in the creative industry includes developing a policy and strategy for the creative economy, creating a creative industries development fund. There will be zero VAT on equipment for the creative industry from February 2023, creating an Office of Creative Affairs and launching a creative industry registry. A project will be launched to rehabilitate government buildings with $30 million coming from the World Bank. Government's plans for the judiciary includes creating a post of Deputy Registrar, Lands and Deeds, enhancing staff at legal departments, relocating Ministry of Legal Affairs, constructing state-of-the-art halls of justice, reducing rental facilities for courts. $22.8 million has also been budgeted for Carriacou and Petit Martinique. With regards to crime, human resource in the prisons to be improved, and 70 recruits join the Royal Grenada Police Force. $2.3 million has also been allocated for firefighting equipment and public CCTV systems, which will be installed to help reduce and solve crimes. Regarding energy, sites for alternative energy generation sources at Pearls and Point Salines will be examined. $142 million projects to investigate geothermal energy capacity. Solar panels and other energy-efficient initiatives will be implemented on government buildings, and VAT on electricity will be lowered from 15% to 7.5%. Petrol tax will be lowered from $5.50 to $3.50. VAT will be exempted from several food items and other necessities and will be reviewed in December 2023. The Finance Minister said some of the fiscal measures reflect the comments made by the public during extensive pre-budgetary consultations. For GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
Well, Opposition Leader Dr. Keith Mitchell is promising a comprehensive rebuttal to the 2023 estimates of revenue and expenditure as he cites inaccuracies in Monday's presentation by Prime Minister and Finance Minister Deacon Mitchell.
Earlier today, Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, the Honorable Deacon Mitchell, delivered his maiden budget presentation of the 2023 estimates of revenue and expenditure of $1,350,465,246. This is aimed at propelling the economy to support government's transformation agenda. Following the Prime Minister's delivery, GBN engaged a few persons outside of the Parliament building, and that included Opposition Leader and former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell.
Well, first of all, clearly it was long, and clearly it gives me an excellent opportunity to dissect and provide a serious analysis of what was said. I perceive that there were clearly some serious mistakes given and the numbers given, because I have assessed the numbers, and given my own experience in dealing with these matters, I'll be able to show how many of the statements were made were ill-informed and inaccurate.
Dr. Mitchell labeled today's budget presentation as a serious attack on the poor class of people. He has promised to use the numbers provided by the government to demonstrate this.
So there was a lot of rhetoric, a lot of words used but the words are not what people feel. It's what people feel, what's happening on the ground outside there, how the average man is feeling, how the vendors in the market is feeling, the road workers who appear to have been marginalized by the statements made by the government. How do they feel of going into Christmas with a couple of fortnights when they were getting many fortnights before and were empowered a lot more in many respects? The farmers, how do they feel about the lack of sale of the products? How do the busmen feel for the lack of income activities in the country? Well, that's what counts. The rhetoric and statements are one thing, and but that's what I will be doing on Thursday. I guarantee you, the nation will get a very good feel as to what this means for the future of this country going forward under this NDC government.
Opposition leader feels that the new administration has not articulated its fiscal plans in clear terms.
There's the statements. That's what I'm telling you. When we dissect the numbers, that's where my strength is. When the Prime Minister's experience is not in numbers. I don't know what he was given and who gave him, but I was sure that his numbers are not accurate in many areas. That's what I would show. When you look, one thing people have to understand, the government has a document that says this is the approved estimates, and then at the end of the year you give what the actual estimates are. So if you approve, if you proceed to look at the approve and just give the numbers for the approve into your budget, in effect, what you're doing is giving less than what was actually spent in the 2022. And he did not try to differentiate this, and this is one of the areas we will spend some time on.
Dr. Mitchell is concerned that the new administration has been painting a gloomy picture of the performance of the new National Party government.
I guarantee you, people are going to be surprised. But you know something strange? I didn't hear anything about the $290,000 cabinet conclusion, and 150 goes in the Treasury. I believe the country needs a serious apology from the Prime Minister, and he will not get away with this. You cannot malign an entire cabinet. You cannot malign an entire government by the statements you've made, because it's a cabinet you are maligning by saying that you have a conclusion for $290,000 and only 150 went to the Treasury. People outside are listening. It appears that it's a character attack on the members of your cabinet. Prime Minister must know one day, probably sooner than later, he would be an ex-Prime Minister. He would be an ex-cabinet member. And others might try to do that to him. He can't be doing this.
The opposition leader, Dr. Keith Mitchell, will make his rebuttal on Thursday when the budget debate begins. Session is scheduled to start at 9, and GBN will carry a live broadcast. Converging on government's transformation agenda, the theme for this year's presentation was Vision 2035, people-centered transformation, laying the foundation for resilience, empowerment, and growth. From outside the Parliament building, I am Christina John for GBN News.
Meanwhile, GBN solicited other responses to the 2023 budget presentation. Private sector representative in the Senate, Salim Rahman, said today's budget presentation was a good one.
I thought it was a very good budget, honestly. And I see that, they did their homework. We know in the business community that they did consult on a number of occasions with us, on Zoom and in person. And so we're happy to see that some of the things that we've mentioned, they took into consideration. Prime Minister mentioned that there was a res in tax of $600 million, meaning owing to the state, and that for the next 12 months to regularize it, there will be a tax amnesty. And so that is something that is of particular, importance to the business community and to Grenadians as a whole. Debt forgiveness, give them an opportunity to start on a new page.
Former Tourism and Civil Aviation Minister Dr. Clarice Modeste Cohen, while in agreement with some aspects of today's presentation, said she had a bit of apprehension.
I listened very attentively to the Prime Minister's delivery, and while there were some issues of relevance, there were some things that left me wondering when I listened to some of the projects that were being implemented, that were alluded to being implemented in the last 6 months, and especially from the tourism point of view that I know had started long ago. I think there's a mix-up in terms of what started when, but of course in the middle of a year, 6 months gone, maybe he's a little bit mixed up. That is what I would say. While there are several issues of relevance in terms of the delivery, I have questions about it in terms of the ability to deliver. And my other concern is that in the theme it says it's people-centered, but from what I've seen happening in the 6 months, it is more attacking people.
President General of Grenada Trades Union Council and Senator Andre Lewis said they will have to review what was presented.
One is also concerned that we have over $600 million of standing in tax collection, according to the Prime Minister, and that has serious implications for the economy, which was basically almost 50% of the budget presentation. So we look forward to the measures being put in place to collect the outstanding taxes. We are now, through our advocacy, at least we are seeing that the government have said that any review to pension will not impact people who are currently employed and who are currently entitled to pension. And looking towards 2024, obviously discussions will have to take place on that. That certainly is a step in the right direction in terms of giving us the assurances that we have been looking for.
He added that there appears to be a levy on water usage, and this will have to be looked at in greater detail. Other news to report. On Monday, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell outlined the 2023 budget under the theme Vision 2035, People-Centered Transformation, laying the foundation for resilience, empowerment and growth. Members of the public are also sharing their views on some areas they think need urgent attention going forward. Take a listen.
I would like to see the roads developed, the infrastructure on a whole. Roads, better supply of electricity, services from the internet, better services from flow, and work for the youths.
More in terms of the policy that would enable Grenadians, and when I say Grenadians, I'm talking about those of us who are living and working here and contributing to the state's development. I think policy framework for us to be able to invest, and policies that would allow the lending institutions and so on to give us favorable terms and conditions to be able to get to the next level. I think that is lacking within the state of Grenada. And often people say, Grenadians don't want to invest, but we want to invest. The challenge is, are there policy framework that allows us to be able to do so, and so that we can be successful? I think if the state look at that, I think you would find a lot more persons even who are living outside of Grenada would want to now return home, because the policy favors us and is giving us the impetus to want to go out and really invest in our country and take it to the next step.
2023, I would like to see more emphasis on mental health for the young persons especially. a lot of times that you see persons going astray and there's no real facility to support that or to bring them back in track and get them the help they need.
Youth development in terms of working, because there are children from college that finishes with many subjects and they go and sit at home. They don't have, the country don't have enough for our youths growing up. So I think that the government should try to put things in place for youths, so when they finish school or college, they can go and get a good work instead of being idle, sitting on the road, doing nothing.
The youths and better healthcare. The youths, the jobs, because I'm self-employed. Recently I started because I've been trying to send applications and no respond. So I think they need to focus especially more on the youth's job areas.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via Superb Service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Rebecca Television Center, a mistrial has been declared in the Oscar Bartholomew case. On Monday, the Director of Public Prosecution on behalf of the prosecution and Attorney at Law Ruggles Ferguson on behalf of the defense in the Oscar Bartholomew murder trial issued a joint statement on the matter. It informed that after 2 months of hearing evidence, a judge of the High Court today declared a mistrial in the Oscar Bartholomew criminal matter involving accused Sean Gannis, Wendell Sylvester, Roddy Felix, and Edward Gibson. The decision of High Court Judge Victoria Charles Clark came after the defense counsel last Thursday, December 1, 2022, made submissions that a mistrial ought to be declared following certain prejudicial information to which jurors in the matter were exposed. According to the statement, in her ruling on Monday morning, the judge also imposed a gag order on further reporting, publication, or republication on the Oscar Bartholomew matter until the completion of the matter, which is scheduled to begin on April 24, 2023. The decision of the High Court judge was taken in the interest of ensuring a fair trial of the accused, to which they are entitled under the Constitution. The 4 accused are being represented by Dr. Francis Alexis, Casey, Ali Gill, Ruggles Ferguson, Sharice Noel, and Anselm Clouden. The Crown is being represented by the Director of Public Prosecution, Christopher Nelson, KC, and Senior Crown Counsel, Chrisanne Greenidge. The story to report: a local businessman is calling for someone to come to his rescue, as he says the action of management from a next-door business is causing him great distress. We get more in this report.
Andy Johnson runs an auto parts shop at Woodlands, St. George. His business is located on the premises of his dwelling house. Johnson says that for the past year, he has been deprived of sleep and is frustrated. His main bone of contention lies with a doghouse which has been positioned close to his property.
As a year now, I cannot sleep. Morning, noon, and night. The management in the business next door, they have a lot of dogs. They have a big, massive compound where the dogs was on the other side in Bongji with Nawasa, but Apparently, they had some problems with me, so they put the dogs right in the boundary where I live in, so I cannot sleep day and night. It's over my bedroom and directly in the kitchen. If I walk inside the house, the dog's barking. Hear them, you understand? And that going on day and night. And this is only happening a year now. Every night, every morning, 4 o'clock is like an alarm clock. Sometimes I just try to wake up early to go on the beach so that the dog don't have to wake me up. And during the night and on weekends, I was going to sleep by my cousin.
The businessman describes the stench from the doghouse as unbearable. Johnson claims that the situation is now affecting his health because the constant barking of the dogs causes him to awake from sleep with great fright.
All right, good morning once again. Those of you who are just joining us, well, welcome to the program this morning. It's a good morning. Yeah, it's a really good morning. And, those of you who are expected to be at work for 8, well, I was supposed to start working at 8, It's about time that you should be on your merry way already. All right, good. So this morning, what we're talking about, it's only obvious. The 2023 budget was presented yesterday, and I'd love to hear from you. What are your thoughts? How satisfied or dissatisfied are you? Give me a call. What you think should have been added to the budget, what should have been left out, where emphasis should have been placed more, and so forth. Let's hear your thoughts on the 2023 budget. All right, 435-2041, that's the number you can call. And like I said, I am anxiously anticipating the debate that starts on Thursday. Let's go to the phone line. Good morning.
Yes, Mr. Joseph, good morning, greetings.
Welcome.
No, we can't talk about the budget rather than speculate. You understand why I made my statement yesterday morning?
Very much so, Mr.
Let's go now.
Talk to me.
I must indeed say that I felt good yesterday. Tell you for one of the reasons why. To sit here and listen to, quote-unquote, a greenhorn, an inexperienced young man, what's the other one they use again? A pair of unsafe hands, stand there and deliver a budget presentation, which is all formality, of course, but so different to what we're used to. I must indeed say that I feel real good, and I congratulate the young man on the job done. New. That's not his line, his course of study either. But there is something else. It means that within the ministries of this here country, despite of all the inefficiencies that we see, there are people inside there who know what they're about. Yes. But we'll go into that afterwards. And there are a lot of positive things came out there which I know. And I can see, despite my state of blindness, that shall serve this country well, as long as they put into place. But there's something I must say, Mr. Joseph, this morning that I'm totally disappointed about, because I sat here with bated breath listening to what would be delivered, read this issue, the issue of people with disabilities in this country as a quote-unquote, not necessarily poor, but the majority, in fact, the majority of us are, but as a vulnerable group of people in this here country, not a word. I laud and applaud the efforts to correct the challenges that are before us relative to people with mental illness, as one part of the people with disabilities as established in the United Nations Convention, but not a word on the others. The last census of 2011 noted 26,000 plus cases of disabilities in this country. Not a word. I am disappointed about it. Because if we're talking about transformation, and you know my position on that, transformation calls first for reformation of the minds and the groundwork. And there can be no transformation without reformation. But in the process too, transformation cannot be done selectively. It has to be done in all and sundry, in synergy. People with disabilities in this country have capacity, but it's being crushed. It is being destroyed by the colonial system established, and it seems that we want to continue. And this shall not be accepted. Therefore, I'm challenging the Minister of Finance today to reconsider his situation. It may be too late, but something has to be put in there for rehabilitation. No, before that, we should say, for the institution of systems to guarantee the rights of people with disabilities in this country based on the UN Convention, and to give them the opportunity to rehabilitation, that is, they're born congenitally with illnesses and so on that create the condition, or if they have acquired it on the way. But for rehabilitation and much more, for participation in the political affairs of this here country, for giving a right to participate in all other activities in this country, including accessibility. It has to be dealt with. I demand it, or they shall be chastised. But we'll talk about the positive things that came out of the budget after. Well, thank you very much and have a nice day with you.
Have a good one yourself, citizen. All right, 16 minutes after 7 o'clock, and the line is open, 435-2041, and we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the budget that was just presented yesterday? Let's go back to the phone line. Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Welcome to the program.
And thank you. Yes, I want to say that I thought that the Prime Minister gave a very good budget. Very good budget on paper, very good budget. Let us see how the reality works out in it. But I think all the information that he gave is reasonable, very good. Very, very good. I hope that we can reach at this stage to manufacture the things that he said. And once those things could be put into place, I'll be satisfied. But I want to see more for agriculture, and I want to hear the agriculture minister break down what is beneficial to agriculture.
Okay.
There are a lot of empty, idle lands in Grenada, and we keep talking about food security millions at a time. Food security, we want to see implementation of food security, not talk about the food security. We must have market for what we produce. We must be able to sell what we produce, and once that is done, I am happy.
Okay.
So I am saying again, the budget, the figures and on paper and the benefits seems to be very good. Seems to be very good, and I must congratulate the Prime Minister for that.
Thank you very much.
We want to see implementation.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good one.
Good.
435-2041. It's 18 minutes after 7. Good morning. Hi, good morning. Hi, morning.
How are you, sir?
I am alive and very thankful.
Yeah, man, you sound healthy and strong.
Nice.
So the big question is now how well you'll function.
Good. Talk to me.
Mr. Gordon, let me congratulate the present administration on the budget. Let us remember and be mindful that a budget is an estimate of income and expenditure. Right, that's part one. Part two, nobody owe me or you or us anything. So, first and foremost, in order for we to have a pleasant or balanced or meaningful daily living, we need to work.
Okay.
And as far as the budget is concerned, national budget is concerned, we must work collectively. Do Grenada poor? No. Our spirit is poor. Materially, we have a lot. Or in simple language, we have great economic potential. But our spirit is weak, it's poor. So we must now put aside or bury once and for all petty, dirty, stupid politics, and as a nation go to work. and we will work. Congratulations to the new administration. Grenada is in a crossroad. God bless you.
Okay. Thank you, caller. 20 minutes after 7 o'clock. And last night I was having a conversation with a doctor, and, in discussing, he is of the opinion that Grenada at the moment, there's a sort of different vibe, a different feeling. There's, high level of anticipation in terms of progress. Good morning.
Morning, Innocent.
Welcome.
Like previous caller, I think yesterday was a watershed day in Grenada. Compared to the last many years. You get a feeling yesterday that seriousness is about to take off. Don't forget, for the last 2 years, people hardly listened to the budget because they expected the same old rhetoric. Yesterday, when you listen, even though you may not like the Prime Minister or his party or government, it was difficult to ignore his presentation. And when you listen to him, you can see a lot of thought went into the construction of the presentation. And it is a debate, we are aware. But it makes a lot of sense and holds a lot of promise. Which in the past, what we got was ramble. And so we have to also be thankful that there would be debate now, hopefully, rather than just people giving things about their constituency, and there's no true representation as to what's the application of even the figures that used to be presented. So I think it's very good. My disappointment, like your first caller, is that nothing was mentioned about people with disability, and it was something that had even in the consultation. I remember one of your colleagues, Rena, and myself raised issue that was not something that was highlighted by those who were given the kind of synopsis of what the budget could look like. So it seemed as though they missed the point on that. They missed the 8 ball on this one. Additionally, the issue of community development. I welcome that there is a good welcome to a return to something to do something for community development, but I'm not satisfied with the amount or the resources that have been allocated for that area, because I think this is an area that we have to give top priority, because if we are to really stabilize Grenada, we must work towards developing a sense of community. Mm-hmm. And finally, because I could hold on in terms of the Africa was mentioned, which I find was good in terms of one of the area in terms of developing relationship, and the Middle East. But nothing was said about Latin America, and Latin America is an area that we could benefit from our collaboration and involvement, and with the changes in Latin America, especially in Brazil and Colombia, with some of the things that Lula da Silva is saying that he would pursue, it would be good if the government could incorporate the policy with those changes in mind. Mind you that the government is facing the same problem that Lula will have to face in Brazil, where they have to rebuild after the damages from the previous president or administration, as we have to do rebuilding Grenada after many years of decimating the country. Okay. Thank you very much for your indulgence.
Thank you, Colin. 24 minutes after 7 o'clock. Aren't you hearing a kind of passion in the voices of people? Yeah, I'm hearing that. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome.
Yeah, well, I hope you'll give me a little time to explain myself. But I find the budget is very good. For a long time, we didn't have something like that. But we need to see boots on the ground. That's the next one. But what I would like to hear, I was just surprised that this Prime Minister didn't speak about that garbage on the side of the road. The reason why I'm saying that, where the Prime Minister is supposed to live in Mount Royal, but he's not living there. And because of security reasons, I wouldn't say where he lives. But I would like the people that are in charge of the Ministry of Health or Solid Waste to find out where that man is living and come and see what that man have to face. This morning, I went out to make sure that there's no bags in the road. Last week, the security had to stop, take out a bag in the road. There used to be 2 jumps there. The jumps taken away. Now, the people is putting the garbage right on the side of the road, and every time the dogs are scattering the garbage right in the road. I took out a picture this morning. I go up there to make sure because of the budget, and I don't want that man, because I spoke with him, that man is a very kind-hearted man. It's very simple. I don't want him to pass down and see this garbage. He have to pass over this garbage. Please, one of them come and see, because this is very unhealthy and it's very embarrassing for a man like that who everyone looking upon, and that is happening. People is thinking, I don't throw garbage there because I don't like it. It's been going on for years. I went to one of these offices and talked to the lady. The lady, when I look at the lady, I said, well, that is somebody to speak with. The lipstick, the hairstyle, and the length of the fingernails. And when I talked to that woman, and I finished up, and she gave me the answer, I remember my grandmother tell me that sometimes when people talk to you, the way they talk to you, they make you feel like a dog, puppy dog, and put your tail. I just shut my mouth and I walk away. But they need to do something about this garbage. They find a way. There's 2 jumps. And let me explain to you, the people that put in garbage there are coming from 4 areas. Business place is dumping garbage there. Most of the people in the area are dumping garbage there. They used to dump it on one side, but I have property in the area, so I make sure I try to get rid of that stuff because it's coming down in my house, right in my veranda.
All right, caller, we get the gist of it. There's a garbage concern, all right?
Yes, let the minister or the people that are responsible, the managers at this place, come and find out where that man is living and come and see what is going on there.
Okay, thank you, caller. Thank you very much. 28 minutes after 7. Let's take a peek at what's happening on our comments section on Facebook. Love Child Kim says, if you have so much experience, why did you run Grenada down to the ground? Keisha is saying, I feel proud to be Grenadian. Yesterday presentation was impressive. Delia is saying, I'm not reading this one. Come on. Okay, busman. I laugh. The same busman you said isn't going to hold the country at ransom. You now know busman feeling the pain. Amazing. All right, Love Child Kim says, the lady who was taking a helicopter to work until they lost the election and started driving and realized the road need fixing. First time I understand the budget. The PM will explain. All right. Delia said, proper presentation is what NNP couldn't give up, or PM is doing just that. So these are some of the comments that are, going around on our Facebook page. Yeah, 435-2041, that's the number. Let's go back to the phone line. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Innocent.
Good morning, welcome. How you do?
I am great. I'm feeling good. It is with great pleasure that I say good morning. I am indeed proud to be a Grenadian, to be represented by our Finance Minister and Prime Minister, Honorable Dickon Mitchell. He has delivered well. if that is the result of sacrifice for what you call a poor man child, congratulations to the parents and to all of those who have touched his life. You must indeed be proud of him. And I'm so happy that the nurses are getting an extra $500 for this next 12 months so that he can, add a little to their shopping basket.
Right.
And everyone else for the oil. Oh, the oil is so expensive. The VAT that come off all the goods, the basic food items. We say thank you, and we look forward with great anticipation to hear our leader of the opposition come Thursday.
Okay.
God bless you, Gordon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And God bless you too.
Offering us this time to
All
share.
right. Have a good one.
Have a great day.
Love you. Bye-bye. 29 minutes on to 8 o'clock. That's the time. Back to the telephone line. Good morning.
Good morning, Gordon. How are you today?
I am alive and thankful.
Okay, thank God for that.
How about you?
I just want to join my voices. I am good, thanks.
Good.
With the other callers to congratulate the new, the National Democratic Congress on the delivery of the budget yesterday. It's the first time I've really sat and did not even cook on time yesterday.
Let me ask you this.
To the budget.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Why? Because there is a new, how should I put it, a new wave in the air. You're feeling that there is something new happening. And so you just wanted to sit and listen from beginning to end. You just didn't want to have to miss out on anything. And so I just want to congratulate the party, the Prime Minister on a whole. And I think it was clear. All we need now to look for is the implementation and to throw our support behind the government. Good. I cannot wait to hear what the ex-Prime Minister has to say on Thursday, because already they are casting a lot of aspersions and they need to stop. I don't know how many people looked at me on the headlines last night and to see the embarrassment and the shame that the ex-senator thrown on the Grenadian public. He was invited to a forum. You came on the program and said that you did not have the hard copy to prepare yourself for the... Come on! We need to do better than that.
Okay.
This is Grenada.
Yes.
And it belongs to all of us, and we need to put our forces together to make sure that what is presented is actually coming into action.
Okay.
Thank you and have a good day.
You too, my dear. All right, yeah, I like this. Now, election is a season. All right? Election is a season. The process of nation building is ongoing. It is therefore imperative that we leave the season for when the season comes. And in the interim, we continue with our duty of nation building. All right? When the election season comes around, then you'll exercise your franchise again. But all for now, let's work on Team Grenada. All right? Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Innocent.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the line. But my prediction is, about this budget business, I predict that everybody will get something to eat and drink. Like poor people, for example, I start on myself, number one. Am I able to get something to eat and drink? And then this budget business, it mustn't be like you go in a wedding party and then who come last, they show out heavy. And when who come last, they will say, well, all drinks finish, all food finish. I think that might happen. And I think they go do as we finish cricket, first ball, they bowl you want to eat in the stand for 6 and they get cats and man start to jump up and laugh and you're out going in the pavilion. So then back to you on the air, Mr. Nixon, and God bless you all the days of your life.
Okay, thank you very much, caller. Have a good one. God bless you too. Right, nice. I just, something just came to my mind, and I would love to see, and I am feeling that is what is going to happen. The politics of inclusion. Utilize the resources that we have, the human resources, despite of someone's political proclivity. You have what it takes. I would love to see that. Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Welcome to the program.
How are you doing today?
I am alive and thankful.
Right, you have a great day. Like everybody, like Mr. Rolo, good morning, sir. I am very happy. I know we have brilliant people. And the question, why can't we turn this brilliance, this power that we have into economic advantages? Why is it taking us so long to transfer that from just talking to actualizing things? I'm hearing a lot, but I'm still not satisfied. My satisfaction will come when I hear East Coast, because I know East Coast development will be development to make a difference in the economic sphere of Grenada. We have the space, we have the topography for any type of commerce. And the question I'm asking, why are we so hesitant in paying attention to the East Coast development? Yes, West Coast need development too, but couldn't we put some more effort in the East Coast development? We want some more money in infrastructure. We want some more money there. Agriculture need money, yes. Education need money. Health need money. But the foundation of commerce is infrastructure. We need some more money in the infrastructure side. Roads, new road network. We need that. Upgrade of the existing road. We need that. So we need money there. Until we do those things, I think we're going to have a problem, because we want to spend a lot of money, but we're not raising the level of commerce.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, caller. Have a good one. Nice. Good morning. Good morning. I want to say good morning to a former Nawasa employee, Mr. Steele, out there in Pomrose. Good morning to you, sir, and your family. Hope all is well. Yep. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Like I said earlier, I was having this conversation with a doctor last night, and he was saying, in terms of the development of human resource, there are a number of initiatives taking place in the St. David area, the hotels and so forth. And something that would be very good and timely is the establishment of a training program for people in that vicinity, with letting the hotels that are coming on stream know that these people are being trained, so that when the hotel opens, it's a smooth transition into the hotel industry in St. David. And I love this. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Innocent, and good morning, Grenada, Karaku, Pidimatnik. And according to the Prime Minister, good morning, Pidimatnik, Karaku, and Grenada.
No, he stopped saying that now. He's saying it right now.
Yeah, I realize.
I talked to him.
Yes. I would like to advise Grenada that there are two forces that are jostling for Grenada, the force of darkness and the forces of light. Light is now shining. And if we do not continue to ask God to be merciful and gracious, and to pray for our nation, and to pray for our government, and in particular the Prime Minister, the forces of darkness will again take over. So we are asking Grenadians, forget about the political differences. Grenada is ours. We live here. And God is very concerned about what He's doing in Grenada. And anyone who really wants to rise up to derail what God is doing, they have to fall under the hand of God. Okay. So we need to repent, we need to pray, and we need to stop fighting each other, because Grenada belongs to us. God give it to us. It is ours, and God will not leave it to go down in the drain. Okay. So let us pray and ask God to keep us in the light and not go back to the darkness.
Nice. Continue praying for Grenada, eh?
Well, that's what I live for.
Yeah, continue.
In 1979, when was the revolution? 1979?
79.
1973?
79.
79. Mm-hmm. Well, it's about something late 79 or early 80. I was called by God to be the intercessor for Grenada.
Nice.
Not me alone.
Right.
But I don't know who the others are, but there are more than 5 praying people in Grenada. That's why Grenada is still standing.
Okay. Well, continue doing you do.
Well, that's what I have to do. That's what I live for.
All right.
So have a blessed day.
You too, my dear. God bless. Bye-bye. Folks, we have to take a commercial break at this time. We take a commercial break and we come back with the conversation. See you on the flip side.
Ho, ho, ho! It's the season to be jolly, and the NLA is giving back loads of prizes to its loyal customers in its exciting Xmas Bonanza promotion. Yes, Grenada! It's your opportunity to win hams and bottles of wine and rum from November 15th to December 31st. Over 450 prizes will be up for grabs during this festive season. Simply purchase a single ticket valued at $12 or more in Lotto, Cash 4, Playway or Pick 3, and check your tickets for the word ham, wine, or rum. Play daily for chances to win every day. Prizes are redeemable at NLA's head office on the Carenage on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting November 16th, between the hours of 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Must be 18 or older to participate. Terms and conditions apply. NLA, supporting sports, culture, and nation building. Happy Christmas, Grenada! Ho, ho, ho!
Ultratech gasoline and diesel, available only at Rubis stations.
at Southern Electrical during the 12th to the 23rd of December for a chance to be entered in winning a 32-inch smart TV. Spend a minimum of $500 EC to qualify. Southern Electrical, best value, expert advice, quality products.
New level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
On the road with the NLA, live in Hot 98, Thursdays at 10 a.m. and on GBN Television, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Meet the players, the agents, learn more about the exciting games of the NLA and how it has been transforming lives across the country. Promotion runs until December 15th.
All right, welcome back. 16 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Well, I did not have the opportunity to look at the Beyond the Headlines program last night, but this WhatsApp contact is saying, I am shocked by the behavior of Galway last night on Beyond the Headlines. The opposition leader gave the impression yesterday that he was ready to respond to the budget presentation, but last night Galway said that the NNP is not in any position to respond because they did not get a hard copy. Exclamation mark, shame. Okay, all right. Let's go back to the phone line. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Innocent. How are you doing?
I am fine. How are you?
I'm blessed. Speaking like if I was so innocent this morning. You realize?
I realize.
Well, boy, I listened to a bit of the budget presentation, and I'm happy with some of the things that I am listening to. The Prime Minister speak about developing the education, developing the people, and I'm so happy. We really need to develop, we grow, but we need a little more.
All right.
He mentioned about the cost of certain items on the shelf. And I wonder, and it looked like he was going to make grocery too, because some of the things that he highlights, we really need a adjustment, especially the oil. And I mentioned coconut oil. I love my coconut oil with my little green fig and my little smoke ring and my saltfish so much, but I have to spend $40 for a bottle of coconut oil. So I wish I look in to see the adjustment on it.
So you can make coconut oil on your own, man?
Why you got the shoulder that good know you the amount of coconut oil I used to grate. I used to so I can't grate it now.
Okay.
And the coconut so expensive these days. Coconut is Mr. Coconut,
Yes, that's true.
And I hear he mentioned something about cutting back on wastage, and I'm looking forward to see that concerning the amount of money that the government spending in rent, and they have so much abandoned building all over the place. If they could repair this thing and use it for themselves, you know what I mean? Even still put a cost, you collect a little money because they used to give the people out there the money for the rent. So we go, if anytime government talking about cutback is a beneficial for we in the country.
Yeah.
The past administration mentioned that. They say the NDC at that time was spending too much money on rent, and they promised to do some adjustment, and nothing have been done about it. So I'm looking forward to see that education, and I love to see the amount that pumping in agriculture. We have land, so let me see what we could do if a country can feed itself. We know way. So I just listening and looking next week. This guy later down this week
Thursday.
To see
on Thursday.
On Thursday, yes, to see what's going on. We're in good hands.
Hold on, don't go yet. Marilyn is saying you could make coconut oil. Why pay for it? She's going to grate the coconut for you, she said, okay?
Why? We can't even get the coconut these days.
Yeah.
And some of them, innocent, I used to grate about 5 coconut and get a bottle of oil. Yeah. But I don't know what's going on with coconut. No, they don't have the grease.
Well, things hard for the country, hard for the coconut too, you know.
So, boy, when I study, I used to grate coconut and sell a bottle of oil for $3. When I used to sit down in front 500 coconut and grating.
Wow.
I don't know.
That's why your shoulder gone.
The nothing in shoulder gone. So I can't grate it now. I'm lying to tell you, but I love me coconut oil.
Yes, have a good one.
Okay, baby.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah. 435-2041, that's the number. I've got 12 minutes on to 8 o'clock. That's the time. Good morning.
Good morning, Innocent.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good.
I could see it in your voice.
You know why my voice sounds so nice?
No, tell me. Coconut oil?
No, man. The sea breeze, it was so cold. I thought I was in New York. Wow, and this morning the sun, I ain't even feeling like a warm from the sun this morning.
Okay.
So I don't know, maybe that's why I heard a little bit of the budget, and it is very enlightening, so to speak, the bit that I heard. But part of what I also heard, the Prime Minister did mention about the disabled. He did mention it. Because this man, I heard somebody say they was disappointed that was not mentioned.
Right.
He said that new buildings are going up now, especially public buildings. They have to be fitted with things for the disabled. He mentioned the blind and other people with disabilities.
Okay.
Right? So it was mentioned.
Okay.
And let me tell you another thing. The Bible talk about the renewing of the mind. And how do you renew your mind? By transformation. We cannot be always conforming to the old mold. We got to go in a new mold. And that new mold is the renewing of the mind. And this is a problem we're going to have in Grenada. The renewing of the mind. People are conformed to the old mold. They don't want to get out of it.
And that is strange. That is strange because it is an accepted fact that the most constant thing in life is change, but people dread it. I don't understand why.
But they conform to the old mold. They don't want to get out of the old mold. The old mold breaking up and falling apart around them. But they would not come out of that conformation. They don't want to be transformed.
Why is that sounding political?
Of course it's political. Thank you.
Have a good day, darling. Have a good day. All right. Only in Grenada. Grenadians has a subtle way of, politicizing everything. Sometimes you even realize it's politics in it. Good morning.
Hello.
Welcome to the program.
Mr. Hussein.
Hi, morning.
I might be a little way off the budget.
Why?
But the budget generally was fantastic. That's the best budget I've realized that I've occurred throughout my experience in budget, people giving budget. Now, some of the things, some people criticize things. As for example, someone I would say that a ministerial something ought not to be declared. Now, the word must. If you tell me perhaps it shouldn't, then I would agree to that. Another person said, you cannot malign a government. The person who said, you shouldn't. There is nothing that people cannot do. People do all kind of strange things. So another person said, they were trying to send application for jobs. You're trying. Does that mean to say you tried? No. I look at these things seriously, and the emphasis is being placed on real education, not imaginary education, according to the budget. The Prime Minister said some of the changes that have to be made for people to get realistic education. Not education book sense. And this is what I liked about the budget.
Okay.
Because I'm finding a problem even with people trying to correct me. And when I look at it, in fact, sometimes I listen to the program and somebody is always saying what we should do and what we should not do. And it bothers me.
Okay.
Where would we get all the resources to do everything if everybody? And the person said, a budget is an estimate. I look at it as is what you expect to do, not what you must do. Is what you expect to do.
Okay.
Failure may come across because you cannot do, because you all, including you, mightn't shoulder the burden or to work or to help build the budget or to support the budget. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, caller.
Time that.
Thank you. Have a good one. Nice. Grenada is laced with interesting people, man. 6 minutes on to 8 o'clock. That's the time. Good morning.
Yes, innocent. Last night, the thing on the Beyond the Headline, it was very despicable, Even Pastor Rome seemed to be affected by the behavior of the former minister,
Okay.
And it shows how these people are very ill prepared to do things seriously, not just bramble. I mean, it's a contradiction what the man said last time to what his leader said in Parliament yesterday.
Okay.
I mean, it's very embarrassing. People should go and look at the beyond the headline and see how he started the thing and then said, well, we can't, we're not prepared. I mean, Pastor Wam said, you could have told the producer, tell us before.
Okay.
Anyway,
all right.
Thank you.
Good, thanks. 5 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you. I have a little idea. I'm not educated, but I think I have a little bit of common sense. All right? You know parables?
Some of them, yes.
Right, okay. I think I have a parable. I think what happened is years ago, this company had a freight train that they introduced, and they needed an operator to operate it. And for the first few years, the operator did well. They kept the freight train on track and did what they had to do, and the freight train was doing well. But then, for whatever reason, they got lackadaisical, and then certain things had to go wrong on that freight train. Parts needed changing, they ignored it. Certain things needed to be done, wasn't done. So the freight train bung away.
Okay.
When it went off the track.
Yeah.
So it went off the rail track, and then eventually the owner of the freight train now did the best and try and get it back on track. So the freight train is back on track now, and they did an investigation as to why the freight train went off track, and they put system in place to help avoid that in the future. But what I think happened then is that the freight train now is up and running, and they asked the previous operators to please, because you have the experience, would you like to come aboard with the freight train with the new operators and give them some of the advice, because you have experienced certain things that you may have encountered. They didn't, because they just took it over. So what I would like personally, as a born and bred Grenadian who love Grenada, like many of us, ask the old operator, I'm asking the old operators, please come aboard. Go aboard and give advice, because at the end of the day, that freight train and the company belongs to all of us. And only then, that if you go aboard and give little advice, if you need to criticize minor things that you feel not right, give your advice, but don't criticize for criticism. What I think you need to do is go aboard and give advice and have that freight train running, so that generations to come will enjoy the beauty of riding on that train. Thank you.
I like that proverb. Thank you very much, caller. All right. Quick peek at our Facebook page. Diane is saying, Senator waiting on his hard copy. Didn't the PM say we're going digital? Yeah. Ernesto Jose is saying, first I want to congratulate the PM on a great presentation of the 2023 budget. I can say there are things for all sectors, including Carriacou. And PM, I think he did a fantastic job in the way he delivered that the simple person can understand. I have never taken any interest in a past budget, but this one I took a day off to listen and have no regrets. Yeah, I don't know. I just wish that all and sundry could realize that this is a new dispensation. It's okay to have your political affiliation. Yeah, everybody can't be yellow. Everybody can't be green. There must be a mixture for the rainbow to come out. But like I said previously or earlier in the program, election is a season. Nation building is ongoing. The election season is over. Yes, you have to remain in preparatory mode because time flies, but the main focus should be on nation building. So I would love to see the former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Dr. Keith Mitchell. Yes, we know he's good with words. He can talk. He's a humorous guy also. But he's also a serious man in some areas. I would love to see him get on board. Collaborate with, if that is accepted. All right, because sometimes you can offer help to someone and they refuse it. But in the interest of nation building, because let's look at it this way. When the next election season comes up, all right, Grenadians will go to the poll again, as the folks in Georgia are going back to the polls today. What if the outcome is different? You would have the country again. Wouldn't you like to see it at a level that is good? In essence, what I am saying is, Grenada, Cecil Belfont, the Flying Turkey, said it in song. Grenada belongs to all of we. Let's play for Team Grenada. The election is going to come again. When that season comes, you deal with it differently. Folks, I have to end it here because it's time for us to head on to the BBC for that bulletin of news. All those of you who called and participated and contributed to the program, thank you very much. I wish we could have extended the time, but we have time constraints. So have a good day. Those of you who have to leave us now because of your engagements at your job, enjoy your work. All right? Bye-bye for now. Have a good one.